Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We just wrapped up in Sonoma, so now we're here at the Nürburgring for another stop in Ferrari Challenge Europe. It's a very amazing track. It has 15 challenging turns packed into 3.2 miles. The competition this weekend will be very fierce. Let's take a dive in and see what makes this track so amazing.
Medler car of Ferrari of Miami. Doesn't sound all that bad if you say it like that. Dylan Medler certainly knows what he's doing when he is in the car, and he obviously races in the challenge in the US, but he's also choosing to race here in Europe, and very, very good to see competitors from all over the world taking part in the world that is Ferrari Challenge.
All right, so we just wrapped up qualifying one here at Nürburgring. It was a very interesting qualifying since there was a lot of fog, and in the beginning it was very wet, so we're on wet tires, and we're actually very fast. We're the fastest sector 1 and P2 throughout half the qualifying. After that, we had to take a risk and go to slicks, so times improved drastically by over like 8 seconds. So then we went out the entire time lapping, getting the tires warmed up. In the beginning, it felt like ice, very cold slick tires on wet. But after a little while, we warmed up, and at the last second, I crossed the line at about 15 seconds. And after the checkered flag, I put in my lap, and we were able to qualify P3 up there with Luca and Giacomo, which are very accomplished drivers. So overall, qualifying one was a big show of our pace here at Nürburgring and how much we've improved. So I'm going to take you a lap around the Nürburgring. Here we go. On the main straight, going up the gears is 6th gear. It's an angle braking, so you want to brake in the middle of the track, around the 150. And you want to hit the apex here in 3rd gear. And back to power, use all the track possible. You want to line up middle of the track, hit the apex here for turn 2. And go again. All the way right to the curbing, and here's a slow corner. 3rd gear, apex late to set up the exit. And lift. And go. It's a straightaway, so you want to use all the track you can. So here we are going. You're going to brake at the access road right there. Hit the apex here in 4th gear, go to power, and get ready for another braking zone. Grab as much curbing as possible to help turn the car, and back to power. So here's one of my favorite corners, turn 7, so here we go. You want to brake directly into the corner, as you'll see here. Down to 3rd gear. And then back to power. Sometimes you lose a little traction here, but this time it ended up good. And I'm flashing my lights here to see there's a car in front of me. Here's a small brake. Back to power. You want to carry speed all uphill. And then here we go. You brake under the bridge here, about now. You get a little oversteer here sometimes, but if you hit the curbing right, it's just perfect. So here's another main straight coming up. This car unfortunately does impede us on the exit and decides to race us, even though I'm on a quali lap. So I lose a few tenths there. But we're flat here, flat to this corner. Here we're going to the chicane, which is my least favorite corner. We made it work this time. Hard braking, want to clobber the entire curb. The car goes in the air and then full power. And here you want to brake at the line that you see on the track right now. You want to get an amazing X here. I overshot it here a little, but my exit was better than before. And going up the gears, and that is a lap around the Nürburgring.
Welcome to the Nürburgring Ferrari Challenge. Also racing in Europe this year is Dylan Medler from North America.
So great start from Dylan Medler, and Klaus Branson on something of a mission as well. So lots of drivers trying to make their moves early on in this race. That's how close Dylan Medler and Andrew Morrow got. So much speed into turn number 1, leave the braking to the last possible moment, and favors the brave sometimes, and I have to say.
And Dylan Medler, just for reference, is 13.7 seconds behind our 2 front runners, and this is what we were talking about.
He's kind of been out on his own, really, in that P3 position. Dylan Medler, a very talented young driver who's about 7 foot tall, to be fair. And there is Dylan Medler. And there is Klaus Branson. So Dylan Medler takes P3 for Trofeo. And we'll get confirmation of the race result then. It is Luca Ludwig from Giacomo Altoe and Dylan Medler.
So race 1 here at Nürburgring has come to an end. It was a very eventful race, especially a very eventful start. At the start, I dropped back to position to P4, but coming out of turn 1, I jumped 2 positions all the way to P2. And after that, it was basically head down and follow exact pace. We did get past one time when I upset the car a little coming into chicane, but after that, head down. Very competitive pace the entire race, and we finished P3 in our first podium in Europe.
This is Fontana on the outside of, may have been Angelo Fontana on the outside of Dylan Medler. Dylan Medler, a Trofeo Pirelli driver and super young man. Very talented, driving not only in North America, but also here in the UK, in Europe as well. Well, Giacomo Altoe goes through the final turn and heads towards the checkered flag, which he receives. He takes the win for Trofeo Pirelli and Emil Frey Racing. Tony Verlander, big thank you to you. I know you've got to head off because it might be Trofeo. Now the top 3 for the AM drivers: Federico Alrifi, Hendrik Viol and Angelo Fontana with his second podium of the season. Well done, Angelo. They were ahead of Dylan Medler, Klaus Branson, Danilo Del Favaro, Axel Sardigan, Herbert Geis.
So race day 2 at the Nürburgring is officially over. We did not start as high up as we did race 1. We started P9, so a little further back. It's pretty like a Wild West out there. You never know what happens at the start, especially at turn 1. It's like a hairpin, so a lot of pile left, a lot of contact. As you can see at turn 1, I got pinched. I got some really good damage here, especially on the other side. The toe end of my car was also damaged, so to go straight, I had the wheel turn to the right, so it was pretty, from the beginning, just put us back the entire race. But I went as fast as I possibly could with a very unpredictable car, battling a little to keep position, but we were significantly slower because of the damage. But overall, a very positive weekend and a good way to finish Nürburgring Ferrari Challenge Europe. So that's a wrap up for Ferrari Challenge Europe at the Nürburgring. Next week, we're on to Ferrari Challenge North America, and we'll see you in Indianapolis.